In the 8th century BC, Greece embarked on a significant transformation, emerging from a period known as the Dark Ages that followed the collapse of the Mycenaean civilization. During this time, literacy had dwindled, and the Mycenaean script had faded into oblivion. However, the Greeks undertook a remarkable linguistic journey by adopting the Phoenician alphabet and modifying it to create what is now known as the Greek alphabet. Although there might have been objects inscribed with Phoenician writing in Greece as early as the 9th century BC, the earliest concrete evidence of Greek writing can be traced back to graffiti found on Greek pottery from the mid-8th century. The geographical layout of Greece played a pivotal role in shaping its social structure. The nation was fragmented into numerous self-governing communities, largely dictated by the natural barriers of seas and mountains, which isolated every island, valley, and plain from its neighboring regions. The Lelantine War, which unfolded between approximately 710 and 650 BC, stands as the earliest documented conflict of ancient Greece. It pitted two influential city-states, Chalcis and Eretria, against each other in a protracted battle over the fertile Lelantine plain of Euboea. Unfortunately, both cities experienced a decline as a result of this prolonged war, with Chalcis being declared the nominal victor. During the first half of the 7th century BC, a mercantile class began to emerge, notably marked by the introduction of coinage around 680 BC. This shift in economic power introduced tension among various city-states, as the established aristocratic regimes faced challenges from the rising influence of wealthy merchants who aspired to attain political power. Starting from 650 BC onwards, the aristocracies found themselves in continuous struggle against populist tyrants. A burgeoning population and a scarcity of land also fueled internal conflicts between the affluent and the less privileged within many city-states. In Sparta, the Messenian Wars unfolded in the latter half of the 8th century BC, leading to the conquest of Messenia and the enslavement of its people, known as Helots. This act marked an extraordinary development in ancient Greece and eventually gave rise to a profound social revolution. The Helots were consigned to agricultural and laborious tasks for Sparta, while every male Spartan citizen was permanently devoted to the Spartan army, maintaining an equilibrium of sorts between the rich and poor. These reforms, credited to Lycurgus of Sparta, were likely fully implemented by 650 BC. Athens experienced a crisis related to land and agriculture in the late 7th century BC, resulting in internal conflicts. An attempt to address these issues came in the form of severe legal reforms by the Archon, chief magistrate, Draco in 621 BC, earning them the infamous label of Draconian. However, these reforms failed to quell the turmoil. Eventually, Solon's moderate reforms in 594 BC brought some stability to Athens, improving the conditions of the impoverished while solidifying the power of the aristocracy. As the 6th century BC dawned, several cities had risen to prominence in Greek affairs. Athens, Sparta, Corinth, and Thebes emerged as dominant players, exerting control over surrounding rural areas and smaller towns. Additionally, Athens and Corinth had developed into major maritime and mercantile powers, solidifying their positions on the Greek stage. During the 8th and 7th centuries BC, Greece experienced a significant population growth that led to the emigration of numerous Greeks who established colonies in various regions, including Magna Graecia, southern Italy and Sicily, Asia Minor, and beyond. This migration continued until the 6th century BC when the Greek world had expanded both culturally and linguistically, encompassing territories far beyond the boundaries of present-day Greece. While these colonies were not under the direct political control of their founding cities, they often maintained strong religious and commercial ties with them. The Greek colonies in Sicily, particularly in Syracuse, found themselves embroiled in lengthy conflicts with the Carthaginians, spanning from 600 BC to 265 BC. It was during this time that the Roman Republic joined forces with the Mamertines to resist the rule of Hiero II, the new tyrant of Syracuse, and subsequently, the Carthaginians. This marked the emergence of Rome as the dominant power, challenging the weakening influence of the Sicilian Greek cities and the waning Carthaginian dominance. A year later, the First Punic War erupted. This era witnessed substantial economic growth in Greece and its overseas colonies, characterized by flourishing commerce and manufacturing, resulting in increased overall prosperity. Some studies suggest that the average Greek household's wealth multiplied fivefold between 800 and 300 BC, indicating a substantial rise in income. In the latter half of the 6th century BC, Athens fell under the rule of Pisistratus, followed by his sons Hippias and Hipparchus. However, in 510 BC, with the encouragement of the Athenian aristocrat Cleisthenes, Spartan king Cleomenes I helped the Athenians overthrow the tyrants, possibly motivated by the discovery of silver deposits in Laurion. This event triggered hostilities between Sparta and Athens. Cleomenes I then appointed Isagoras as a pro-Spartan archon in Athens. To secure Athens' independence from Spartan influence, Cleisthenes proposed a political revolution, the sharing of power among all citizens, regardless of their social status, thus establishing Athens as a democracy. The democratic spirit among the Athenians led to the removal of Isagoras and the repulsion of the Spartan-led invasion aimed at reinstating him. The advent of democracy in Athens addressed many social issues and marked the beginning of the Golden Age in its history.